Hey, good day everybody and welcome to No Risk No Farm. My name is Leo Risk and today I want to talk about what to consider when buying a farm property. It's a big field of questions and I would like to go through it with you and see what we learned along the way. We bought this property 3 years back and we are also looking for certain details and I would like to share that with you and see if it helps. This is not a professional advice, and if you have other opinions or made different experiences, I would like to see your comments or your thoughts below in the comments. And now let's dive into the video. The first topic I would like to talk about is true for all kinds of real estate, and that is location, location, location. So before you start looking at a property, you need to consider what you as a family or you as a couple need. For example, are you in any medical condition where you need a hospital or a doctor on a regular basis? Then I would suggest not to move too far away from that facility. That's one thing. The same applies to if you have children at home or not. How far is the school away? Is there a school bus service available? Stuff like that. If we just go by the location itself, or what to consider about the location itself, there it oftentimes depends on in what climate zone you look for a new property, right? So if you, for example, look in a cold climate zone, it's probably very important to be not too far away from a maintained highway, because in a remote area, the cleaning service and snow removal service is, let's say it's pretty poor in winter times, right? So, and if you need to go to town on a regular basis or do stuff off the farm or away from the farm, then it might be difficult because the gravel roads oftentimes are not cleaned on a regular basis. The other topic would be supplies. If you need supplies on a regular basis, be it groceries, be it other stuff, make sure you are in a reasonable distance so that you can go there and get what you need and bring it home, so that it actually makes sense for you. Maybe you can reduce the frequency and instead of going grocery shopping every week, maybe you can do it twice a month or even once a month, depending on your situation and how many people are in your household. So now, if you have decided on an area where you would like to live, try to look out for a property that either is on a hill or on a little ridge or has a valley beside it or on the property. The reason for that is, in case it rains a lot or in the melting season in spring, it's less likely that the property gets flooded. That will prevent basically your whole property to be too wet or that you have issues with too much water on the property. Don't get me wrong, flat land isn't bad at all. It's just if you have a chance or if you have a choice to pick out of two properties, then I would suggest to go with the one with a hill or with a slope. And last but not least, how far are family, friends and church away from your new property? If you would like to stay in touch with them and be involved in their lives, it's probably a good choice to not be too far away from them. From our experience, we live about an hour away from friends and family and church, so it's a lot of driving. Consider that. It's sometimes it takes some planning, and I'll be honest, it sometimes is annoying to drive for an hour one way, be there for a couple hours, and then come back. And we like it here. The location is great, but this point, yeah, don't take it too easy. It really needs some thoughts, and yeah, consider that. All right, and now let's move on to the next topic. Now the next topic is about water. Water is very important for us and for animals as well. So we have to talk about that and think about that. You need water for cooking, for showering, for laundry, for your animals if you're planning to raise some, and for your garden and stuff like that. So to have a reliable water source is crucial if you live in a remote area. So there is multiple options that you would have. So one of them would be, let's say for livestock, it could be a creek. If you have a decent sized creek on your property, you can make use of it. You can put in a pump. There is pumps available. They work even without electricity. They just need a slope, and then you can build a pond and stuff like that. Or even if there is a river close by or running across the property or at the border, that's even better. So you can make use of that, or a lake or something like that. And if your a piece of property is sloped, you may have the chance to find some springs in the upper area, and if you find some, you can build some ponds, store it there, and then bring it down to the lower level by gravity, which is really convenient sometimes. So yeah, this would be basically natural existing water on the property. If you have a chance to find a piece of land like that, it's very beneficial and will help you. Yeah, will be a huge help on the long run. Another source of natural water is rain. It's possible to collect rain from all the roofs on the farm. If there is any outbuildings, just put a toad beside it or a barrel and collect the water. This is very good for animals and also for the garden. You can just store it and use it whenever it's needed. When it comes to water for the house and for your household, I think there is no way around a well. Either the well is existing already and maybe needs some attention, maybe a new pump or a new pressure tank system, whatever. It's very, very important to take care of that, and also to test it once in a while, what type of water is coming out of the well. We have an old well here on the yard, and it supplies plenty of water for us, for our animals, for our garden. So we are happy to have that, but we also have to watch out for the quality. So we have multiple filter systems in place. Here in our area, the water tends to be or to contain lots of iron, so we have to filter out that, and also for the kitchen, for example, we have an osmosis filter installed to make sure that we use good healthy water in the kitchen. The last option I wanted to mention here is probably the least convenient, and that is to haul water to the yard. So there is, at least in our area, we have multiple public pump stations, and actually a neighbor of mine, he's doing that because they don't have a well on the yard. So they go with a big trailer and have a huge container on there, and they basically bring water in from outside the farm, and then they pump it into a container on the yard, and distributed from there to the house, to the animals, whatever is needed. It's really time consuming, I would say, and they have to do it every week or so. So having a well or a natural source of water is very important if you would like to establish a sustainable farm life on the yard. The next couple of minutes I would like to talk about infrastructure. If you're planning to run a little hobby farm or even a bigger farm, infrastructure is so important. Could be a fence, could be a barn, or even a little shed. Each of those structures have a very important purpose and a role to play on the farm. I was so happy that on our farm when we bought it, the perimeter fence was installed already. That gives you right away the opportunity to start with some livestock, even though it might be not be appropriate for any kinds of livestock, but in our case we bought a couple heads of cattle, and for that reason or for that purpose it was good enough. It wasn't in perfect shape, it was it needed some repair, but I can't even imagine to put in all the fence right away at the beginning. So I'm really thankful that it was installed already. Now I have to maintain it and to maybe adjust it to my needs, right? And same thing is with barns or other outbuildings. Let's say you are planning to keep chickens. So it's so helpful to have a little chicken coop or a barn or a building that you can just use for that. If you don't have it, so you have to start building it, and it takes lots of time. And even if you're full time on the farm, it will take quite a bit of time to get there, right? So in our case, we started with a little chicken coop here, and it was only meant for, I think, 30 or 40 chickens. So the next year we moved to a bigger building here and built certain compartments there for different groups of chickens, and put some rabbits in there. So it's called our Raken house right now. If you want to see that, just follow our videos. There you will find a video about that. I will explain it there in detail. Yeah, stuff like that. Or if you are planning to keep a cattle herd, let's say, it would be beneficial to have some cross fencing on the yard, right? So if it's existing already, it's so beneficial, so helpful, and you don't have to invest right away, and can start raising cattle, for example, for pigs, for goats, for sheep, each of those animal groups. And they need different type of fencing, and you would probably have to adjust. But if there is certain base existing already, so it's so much easier to take off and to actually get into it. For example, we have our corral system. It was in place already. It has 6 different compartments that we can keep cattle in. One thing was missing, a cattle squeeze. We had to add it to be able to process the cattle, for example. It is also important to think about water supply in winter time, especially if you live, let's say, in a cold climate like we are, where we have very long and hard winters, and you keep animals on the farm, then it's very crucial to have a proper water supply during the winter as well. So there is multiple options. We have an heated water drinker installed. It runs over electric, and there is also different options available. I saw a system that It's basically a big water tank, and yeah, it uses wood to fire it up once a day, and then as soon as the water melts, the cattle, for example, can drink it, and then during the day it freezes again, or during the night, and then they fire it up the next morning again, stuff like that. Or there is also water hydrants available that close the line below the frost line. So, and then you have basically the main line under pressure, and as soon as you open it on top, the water runs out of it, and when you don't need it, you can just close it, and then the whole drain or the whole pipe drains. So that's there's multiple options available. Now let's talk about bonuses. If your property would have it, it's really nice, but it's not really needed. But I'm sure you will see the benefit of it. First is, does the property have some sort of forest or wood on it? You can use it for so many purposes, like heating your home, or using it for building structures. So there is really a huge benefit if you have a treed area on the yard. You will not regret it. The second is, are you able, or is it possible to hunt on the property? Is it big enough for that? It's a source of very rich and good nutritious for your family if you can actually go during hunting season and get deer or something like that and fill your freezer with it. It's so nice if you can do it on your own property and don't have to ask for permission or see and look for a spot to hunt, right? And if you have fruit trees on the yard, that's so beneficial. You can harvest them, eat them fresh, put them in the freezer, or make some pie out of it, or jam, whatever, right? So yeah, it's really, really fun to have some fruit trees on the yard. Or berry bushes. That's also a thing that you can yeah, really enjoy, right? So eating it fresh. I mean, I personally like berries, eating berries, or yeah, using them in the kitchen, making some nice dessert or something like that. Or yeah, as well, put them in the freezer, enjoy them in the winter time. And if you are planning on raising a garden, it would be nice if the garden plot is developed already. So if it's not there, you have to take care of it. You have to take out trees, you have to take out all the roots, and then plow it and fertilize it, and then actually maybe take out stones, whatever is there, right? And then you have to develop a garden. And if somebody did it already in the past, hey, you will not regret it. And it's a really nice bonus, and you can start raising food for your family right away. Now imagine you worked hard the whole year, and you planted a garden, you harvested a lot. Now where to put it, right? A proper storage would be nice. So I'm thinking right now of a root cellar. If a property has a root cellar, you know, those kind of basements, or it's not really a basement, it's basically a room in the ground, in the dirt, that is most of the time at a steady temperature, that you can access outside of your house. Older farmyards, they have sometimes root cellars like this. I mean, our property doesn't have that, but it's something that we think about. Maybe we will build it in the future, I don't know. If a property has that, it's a huge benefit. So you can actually store all the goods without electricity, and yeah, keep them nice and fresh, especially if it's potatoes or all the canned goods, whatever you harvest and maybe preserve. It's really nice to store it in that type of facility. And here are some general thoughts or advice that I would like to give you. If you are planning to live in the country somewhere, be prepared to have a dog on the farmyard, because you live in the remote area. There's lots of animals, wild animals maybe around, like coyotes, maybe bears, maybe even some wolves, depending on the area you live, right? So be prepared to having at least one dog, or maybe even more. So that's very helpful and will protect you and your family. Another thing is, don't buy animals when the infrastructure is not ready yet. Some people do the mistake. They're getting excited about, let's say, having chickens. Okay, they go and buy 2 dozens of chickens, and then they're surprised how fast they grow, and all of a sudden they run out of space for them, and then the chickens suffer, right? So please plan ahead and think about the growing this animal from a little stage to a full-grown animal, how and what it will need, feed, water, all types of maybe shelter, and what else is involved. Plan ahead, be prepared, and then get into it, not the other way around. It's easy to buy animals, but it's not that easy to keep them alive and actually maintain them properly. And another thought is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. What do I mean by that? So if you buy a farm property and you have to develop it, be prepared for future investments. So let's say if you start with chickens, for example, maybe you want to go into a different enterprise, or maybe you have to optimize or redo stuff that doesn't work properly. So be prepared for that type of investments, and be able to invest more to optimize your operation. And maybe the last thing I would like to mention is, look out for a property that allows you to add maybe different enterprises, to maybe create a stream of income, an additional stream of income. For example, if you start raising chicken, maybe you can add rabbits, maybe you can do something with hay, maybe you can sell garden products, maybe you can even have different stuff available for people. Maybe you can do farm tours. There is so much to do, and the ideas are really endless, I would say. And just see if the property that you're looking at has the options to expand and to add stuff to it. Yeah, that's basically some of those portions or pieces of advice. I'm sure there are plenty more, and that's from my experience what needs to be considered in the beginning. Thank you guys for joining me today, and it was actually fun to do a different video. If you like content like this, like and subscribe, and I would love to see you next time. God bless.